Squad.
Yo, what is up, man? It's your boy DJ Mav. Welcome to another episode of Squad Talk. That's right, man. In today's episode, I sit down with the brothers. That's right, man. Richie Alexander and Blue City. Together, they are La Nueva Liga. They talk about their new project, La Nueva Liga, which it's new, but not really. This is something that they've been talking about for a couple years now. Now they've just actually have taken the step to make it 100% official, and pretty much the direction that they are trying to go is kind of like a record label, but also like artist management and development, working with other artists and helping them develop their sound and stuff like that. So that's pretty neat. They are both artists themselves, which we drop some new music here in today's episode, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, man, we also talk about a bunch of other cool stuff. We nerd out on some plugins and talk about that. We talk about what it's like dealing with a 9-to-5 job when you're pursuing your passion as well. We talk about dealing with artists, and how sometimes that could be a challenge because artists are, really like emotional people sometimes, and they could be real particular sometimes. But, just all kinds of things related to the music and entertainment and industry and what it's like and what the journey is like as well. So with that being said, man, enjoy this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Yo, what up, man? Welcome back to another episode of Squad Talk, man. Here with some longtime homies, man. La Nueva Liga in the house.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What up, man? What's up?
Music producers, artists,
Yes, sir.
models,
So on
Not
Wednesday,
really.
on Wednesdays.
and all around good guys, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for
man.
coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right before we hit record, to get back to this conversation, we're gonna nerd out for a second, talking
Yes.
plugins,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And obviously we're gonna get to the good stuff. But in conclusion to what I was saying, I don't want it to come across like I think Wave plugins are not useful,
Right.
because I think they are.
Yeah.
It's just like, when you discover other stuff,
Right.
you kind of put things into perspective and you're like, wow, this sounds amazing. But, for like, honestly, Wave plugins have made it so affordable for just artists, right? And they have a
Yeah.
bundle now.
The the Mercury
Like,
bundle, I think, is like they have different tiers to it.
Well, like they've always had bundles. They have a subscription.
Oh,
A subscription.
I don't know. I'm out here
That's
getting the
new,
crack
though.
versions.
Oh, okay.
How long has that been out for, though? Like, it's been a minute, though, right?
At least 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Everything's
I know for
subscription-based.
like maybe like $30 you can get like a huge amount of plugins, right? And then
See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, I
That's
don't know
what-
why I haven't done that.
Out of
Because
fear.
I
I
was
don't
looking
know.
at individual. That's what I was telling you. Like, that shit's pricey.
that's my thing. I would rather buy them individual than the subscription.
Why? Okay, what?
Because
And
the shit you don't need.
Because basically, so like I'm looking at the subscription bundles,
You can't choose
and I'm
what
like,
you want,
no,
though.
you can't choose.
Or they just give you a
They-
bundle.
yeah,
That's
and I'm
not-
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
use 4 plugins out of all these 30.
Right.
Got you,
So I'm
right.
like, I'd rather just buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in less is more.
Right.
When I go to grab an EQ, I don't want fucking 50 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I only want like a top 10
Right.
that I know, that I love, and I know how they sound, and I know how to use them.
Yeah, yeah.
And go.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
See, that's smart. See, that's what I'm saying. Like we were talking about how technology has changed. Like he was saying, the click and drag producers or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Bro, even that alone is like going back. I mean, I'm about to age myself. 10 years, like 10 years ago,
Uh-huh.
this shit, you know what I'm saying? You really had to sit down and understand how this shit really works. Now it's like if you got talent and you're a young kid or whatever trying to produce, you could be the illest producer, like within a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
was thinking
because
about
of
that
technology
today.
though.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about like now it's not so much like talent based. I mean, because you have to be talented to
The
a
ear is
certain
still
extent,
everything,
but
though, bro.
I mean, we're not getting Whitneys. We're getting people who now it's more about vision. Now it's more about what's the business like. Now it's more like what are you bringing to the table, and
Yeah.
like the creative aspect of it. Yeah, it's going into like its digital way now, but yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
not-
I
it's
feel
not what
like
it used to be.
I feel like good art is always going to rise to the top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
It's there's definitely a big wave of like every Christmas somebody's gonna get some gear, right? There's always a big wave of like new producers, right?
Yeah.
Like a new sixth grader with a new MacBook Pro,
Yeah.
and then starting to make stuff on FL, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the people that are very artistic and just good.
Yeah.
They're gonna. I think that's still gonna rise up.
It rises,
Oh,
it rises
definitely,
to the
yeah.
top.
And that's always what rises to the top, I think, at the end of the day. Like, we had this conversation the other day. It was based off how, like, okay, we could have the same sound, same everything. I think we had the conversation as well, and it's like we'll both create something completely different.
Oh, the
Because
same sample with
samples,
different producers.
Yes,
Yeah.
and do a test and see what every producer will come out with at the end of the day. You know,
There's
what
a
I'm saying?
video on YouTube on like that. It's
Yeah?
called like one sample, 10 producers or something like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
And they all came up with some completely
Bro,
different shit.
it's crazy,
That's dope.
right? That's what I'm saying. But then, even then, that's what I'm saying. Where the God, people want to say God-given talent, or the ear, that's where you'll see the difference. You know, like everyone could have the same gear.
Also, I mean, okay, so for instance, we went to go see the Drake Kanye show that just happened. The Larry Hoover
Oh my
one.
God,
That shit was sick.
I had a heart attack. I couldn't take it.
I saw your video. Say you lost your voice.
I lost my
he did. He was about. Yeah, he was very emotional
gonna
about
cry.
it. It
I was
was
gonna
exciting,
cry.
Wow.
bro.
Yeah.
But it's epic. But the thing is, the one thing I did get from the whole situation was,
Yeah.
Drake's amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously the last how many decades he's been, you know, cool.
Yeah.
Well, one.
1 decade. That's
It's
cool.
Ye that's been here for
But
like
Kanye is on some other shit. Like
Yeah.
he's on some other
two. He
shit,
makes
bro.
stadium music.
And
I
he,
mean, yeah.
he knew that. You
That
know?
was like their versus battle.
I heard that Drake didn't really get a chance to perform. Is that like?
He got a chance to perform, but I mean, for a fact, bro, there was like an NDA or like some type of contract where
you
they're
can't
like,
play these songs.
you're not
bro.
doing it. We're not having a versus battle right now. Although I think Kanye would have killed because just the way he started off, he did Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, and then I blacked out after that. But
Stadium, bro. It was all stadium
bro,
music.
but it's stadium like, and then you're just like, okay, well, what does Drake have that comes close to Jesus Walks? And you're probably okay, God's
plan, maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's the one. I'm on your side. I think Kanye is one of the best artists of our generation.
No, yeah,
right.
yeah.
But those records that he put out, I mean, that was years ago, right? That was like
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, it's been a long.
I mean, he's been
ass
around
fucking
20
time.
years now, right?
So those records have had enough time to get seasoned,
Yeah.
right? And like
Right.
grow. So Drake is so new compared to Kanye that his music hasn't aged yet. I think.
it makes sense.
But
It doesn't take you back. It doesn't. It transported. I was in seventh grade, like again, listening to like.
There's
oh my
time
gosh.
behind it. No, there's a
Yeah,
time
yeah.
that has been created.
It transports you.
Yeah, but even then, like you could take his biggest hit with Kanye's at the time biggest hit, and how is Kanye's song still a smacker? Like how, like if he was just to release it as a new track
Right now.
now, I promise
Yeah.
he'll be a.
I feel it. Kanye is.
Classic.
If somebody comes out with the All Falls Down type of vibe, or even like a Lauryn Hill, like girls, you know you better watch out. If someone came out with that type of like that acoustic hip hop,
Yeah.
it's a rap.
Yeah, man. Like
That vibe is. I'm calling it now. That's what's next. I'm about to go to the studio and make one.
Hey, that's what we got to do though. Like as 90s kids, right?
Right.
We got to bring that back because the music is so different now.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, but I get it too at the same time. Like nothing stays the same forever. Things have to
Nah, not at
evolve.
all.
Things have to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
And then it might it's
It
I
comes
feel we
with-
sound old almost being like music's not the same how it was. But you know, it's the truth. You know, every generation is
Yeah.
in love with their time.
Right,
And
right.
every generation is in love with their influential artist of their generation.
yeah.
So how we feel about Kanye is how some kid's gonna feel about I don't even know who to say right now. It's Drake.
No, but
They feel like that
I
now.
have homies that Drake is like their top 3, is their GOAT. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why. And then I think when the test of time comes around, yeah, he'll be up there as far as like business moves and how he carried himself
As an artist.
as an artist. But even I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like speaking from like a musician's ear, like Kanye's music is so much more complex. I think Drake has a formula on how to make hits and how to like drop bars that you're like, I'm gonna repeat that and put that on my fucking Twitter or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's yeah, he's genius in regards to that for
Yeah,
sure.
his marketing is amazing,
sure, yeah.
but I think with Ye, like his music is like it's
Art.
It's art. It's musical. There's levels to it. There's layers to it. It's peaks and valleys, and you're like, oh my gosh, like just listening to it to the point where like, Oh my gosh, man! It took you back.
Like they both care, but I just feel like Kanye literally believe his own shit. Like when he says he's like the new whatever artist, he's saying the modern day Picasso. Like he literally, like if you think about it, he literally, if you take him back 1,000 years or whatever, and he's the same character, he's still gonna stand out.
He's always been the same character.
You know what I'm saying? Like his soul, his energy will still be, and that's the one thing I told him. I was like, when he was on stage, I was like, his energy is so, like it's so crazy. He's a superstar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, and Tupac had that, like that whole, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that start, like, okay, people just want to, you know, but he literally, like, he took that energy and took his genius and his talent and became some other supernova.
Is he
President of the United States?
He's too crazy for that.
Yeah, way too crazy. I like him, but I'm not going to support him there.
Exactly.
Is he Michael Jackson status?
See, this is
when we're talking mega superstars.
He is. Think about it. Like, I bet you. See, this is the thing. With Kanye, he's up top 10. Like, we'd say Jesus Christ, John Lennon, Elvis, Michael Jackson, like those type of icons. Yeah, I think Kanye is. If he's not there now, he's eventually going to be there. Yeah. Hopefully, it's not because he dies or whatever. You know. But I feel like he's definitely there, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of people can say the same thing you guys are saying, and it's nice that we can say that now and not wait until he dies.
Right. Give him his flowers when he's alive.
Exactly, because he's an incredible artist. He's really like, it would be nice if he was more like not so like crazy out there with his personal life.
Yeah.
If it was like, can we just get the art and maybe leave the drama away?
But think about Michael too and Elvis. No, but that's also what makes like the legend or makes the whole,
it all adds to it.
It's all part of it, bro.
They're all broken.
Yeah, you gotta be a little crazy to be
that's
there.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like Marilyn Monroe or Elvis, like they got, everybody had. Michael Jackson, obviously, with all his issues. Think about it. Like Kanye has that.
Creatives are they're very emotional creatures.
We're not okay.
Right? Yeah, and that's part of the art, broken. I guess. What you're saying.
Let me get my heart broken. I'm writing 50 songs. 50 songs.
There's always a sadness to an artist that can't be, that void can't be filled.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing.
Look at Adele.
Yep,
she makes money off of that shit.
That goes back to the yin and yang stuff we talk about though, because like think about it, the fact that they're always kind of sad for whatever reason they're broken feeds into this positive outsource that becomes this beautiful music.
And then that beautiful music outsource becomes a negative thing to them because it comes with fame and everything else. And then that
so it's just a circle of toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like
there it is.
And that's
man.
the life of an artist.
The life of an artist.
It sucks.
Chronic depression.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, no, that's crazy. Dealing with artists all the time is just, you do notice that, but beautiful art comes of it.
Yeah.
Always,
that's cool. I agree. Kanye West, living legend.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And his music transports me back. Not so much like Drake. Drake makes like club bangers. But that's all I got to say about that. All right, man. I'm a Drake fan, though. But it's just.
No, super, man.
One last thing before we move on. Kanye's production at his shows is completely different. I saw that he didn't even have a stage. It was like, it was a stage, but it was like a circular.
Bro, it was a mound.
It was like you're watching the show on the moon or on some other planet. Yeah. Like it was on some other stuff.
Remember when he did that one where he was like on the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
It's genius, man. Like, and even the choir, and this is, I think this is the thing. I don't know, there's a lot of religious people out there. I personally believe in God. I'm not here to preach. I'm just saying, like, his whole essence of, and that's the other thing I told him. I was like, I realized
he's always been
a gospel artist.
He said it from the jump, and people,
he's always been a gospel artist, bro. And like, and he's the only one that had the balls to really go into this game and be like, yo, I rep. This is what I rep.
Yeah,
and I have to change for anybody or. He got Jesus walks in the club, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was bumping in the club, like people drinking and fornicating and all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus. So he reversed, he flipped it the way you would think the people call the enemy or whatever would do it, but he did it the other way. He's, I'm gonna do it to y'all.
Nice.
Here.
Right. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay.
Propaganda.
Exactly, man. And it's like that. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I was like, that's dope.
Well, much love to Kanye. Hope he gets Kim back.
Yeah, me too, man.
Because it's a crazy time for him.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's keep it moving. So you guys have been up to all kinds of crazy stuff. this is our first time getting back together in a while.
Cool,
I mean,
man.
we had an interview like before I went on a hiatus, but it was on revolving around one of your artists. But as far as just you two in here, it's been a minute.
Yeah, man.
You guys have been up to so many things, man. What you guys got going on?
Well, since then, bro, I think we talked about it before. I think we met when we did the interview. My brother and I, remember we were like Nueva Liga. We came and did the whole thing. We've been moving forward with that, man. As a production company now, it's official. La Nueva Liga Productions.
Yeah.
Out here.
It was always a vision. It's always a vision that we had. We just didn't know how to embody it per se.
Yeah.
But basically what it represents, what we're trying to do is people like you, people like me, we're Latino, but we're raised here. You know, we're Colombian, but I'll be real with you. I'll probably hella identify with Mexican people because growing up, that's what I was around.
Right.
I identified Guatemalans with Salvis, with everybody. And when I found that one rare Colombian, it's like, yo.
And LA is rare.
I'll see you later.
Oh, cool.
So what I wanted to do was trying to create like one banner that we could be under, or one thing that represents us. And La Nueva Liga is intended to be that, and that's what we're going to do. We're trying to make music that creates this West Coast feel. You know, Miami got their thing. New York got their thing as far as Latinos go. Like, just really trying to put on for over here in the West Coast
LA,
and
like,
what people know and how we do it. And but still have that flavor to it.
And the beautiful thing is that, like you said, like we want to be, you know, there's people, obviously they go to Miami, like they want a certain sound, you know, in regards to like reggaeton or whatever it is going on in Latin market, right? We studied it, like we've been studying this shit for years, bro. Like literally. And it's crazy because I remember when we first started, like we were like probably like 5 years ahead of what the shit that was coming. So everything that's happening now, we're like, damn, that's crazy. Like we literally had all this, but it was way too soon for it. And that's why we talk about the artists and give credit, you know, give flowers to the artists now. Like your J Balvin's or your Bad Bunnies and everyone else that came after that, because they opened the door to literally doing anything we want to do now in regards to the Spanish market.
As far as being an artist, there's a lot of gatekeepers before. We've been doing this for a cool minute. I mean, like in all types. I mean, we're musicians. We'll make all types of music. So whether it's pop, R&B, rock, whatever. And for a while, we was like just making music that we wanted to create, but we always felt that we had to cater to what the Spanish market was. Yeah. You get me?
Yeah.
But now we're at a point where Latinos, or just Latin music, I should say, is kind of the forefront of music. The biggest artist in the world right now is
the new pop.
Is a kid from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest song in the world was from two kids from Puerto Rico and a producer from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, when I go on my record pools, if I got a gig, got to get some new music, go on my record pools, I go to like the pop section, and that's all you see.
Bro,
for a minute, I thought I was a little confused.
Latin, you know what I'm
I was like, why wasn't this under like Latin or what is it called, like Latin, urban Latin or something like that?
Urbano or like, you know.
But no, then I thought about it, and I was like, it makes sense for these records to be on the pop section because this shit is pop now. It's pop now.
If
like
they have Pop Smoke on there, they should have reggaeton on there. Like, you get me? It's top 40. It's
exactly.
top 40.
Yeah, and that's another thing I think is funny when like a client, I just did a gig for Baby to Baby at the Ram Stadium, and they're like, they have like a bunch of celebrities there, and it's for a very good cause. They're like helping families in need for the holidays and stuff.
That's dope.
And the girl that hired me was like, you know, do like a Christmas music set for the first hour, and then after that do top 40.
Yeah.
And I just shook my head and said, okay, but I don't think people realize that top 40 now is what it is, you know, like Pop Smoke and then Bad Bunny. Like it's not like
not
what it used
anymore.
to be. Exactly.
They were expecting a certain like
top 40 is this is top 40.
It is top 40.
It's Lil Nas X.
Yeah, I'm playing top 40. Girl.
You know, it's man. That's cool though. Like that's the one thing we're saying like the transition is a beautiful thing because now we're able to just be completely us, and we don't have to like cater to, you know. Yeah. It's like, you know, now the Spanish market and the Latino culture is like they're aware of the fact that it's cool to be cool.
And that
you know
took
I
get what you're saying there. And go ahead. Finish.
Oh no, I was just saying because we're so stuck to a certain like stereotype of what a Latino singer or artist would be
Sexy
doing,
Latin lover.
Yeah, you know that
Sexy Latin
cliche
lover.
shit. Like, nah, bro.
I mean, it's funny, but you guys are always looking fly though. So I mean,
I'm still a sexy Latino. Socorro.
oh snap! Oh snap! Ladies, calm down, ladies.
No.
What I was gonna say to that is that it's a beautiful thing to see the progression, right? When you first brought La Nueva Liga on the show, it was probably on an episode in like 2018 or something like that, right?
Damn, yeah, I remember that.
It was the first time I met you, because the first time I met him, and then the second time
I brought my brother. Yeah.
right, and that's when you guys dropped La Nueva Liga.
We had La Nueva Liga. We're actually promoting. Let me tell you the idea of it. So we wanted to be a DJing dual artist production. Like we wanted to be perform, DJ, and produce.
You guys DJ?
I did for a while. Yeah, like I was trying to get him on.
He did his thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't consider myself a piano player, but I could play some piano, right? I don't, because there's people that do it.
Right.
Like yourself, right? You're an actual DJ.
Celebrity.
You know what I'm saying?
Celebrity DJs, you know?
Low key, yeah. I'm gonna play my song. Let's go.
No, well, it's because I didn't know that that's what you guys were going for.
At that time, like that was we know we had an idea of what we wanted to do, but the essence of it was creating, composing, and producing. Like just being, like I said, we're big fans of
not
like,
even low key. You want to know how it really came up? True story.
What?
We were trying to make it a night, like an event.
Oh yeah,
and that's when I came up with the name. I was like, La Nueva Liga, the new rubber band.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. But
people. It really does translate to that in English, but
and our manager at the time,
they give us everything.
They're like, no, that sucks.
People think it's
You
rubber
can
band.
translate
I'm like,
it.
think it's rubber band. You know,
I like it. It was a dope.
If it is, we bought them bands, man.
yeah, that's funny.
No, but it started off to be at night because we wanted a place for us to perform our music, and it wasn't happening. This is what year was this? 2016?
17.
2016, 2017.
No, 16. You're right. 2016.
2016. We're like, man, there's nowhere for us to like perform that cater, because it's either way too Latino, or it's like, well, you guys are chunti. We don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there wasn't a spot, bro. There wasn't a spot.
And then and J Balvin was like barely doing his rumbles, right?
Yeah.
I remember they're like, oh, he next like J Balvin. I'm like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I came back from tour. I went on tour in 2015. I went to Colombia and like South America and all that. And I it was crazy because I saw I don't see the birth, but I saw it was like literally people could compare me to whoever the other Colombian artists were, like Maluma and J Balvin. But like you could see, like it was crazy because it was all the same time wave, right? And then obviously they had the majors behind them and they had like the great, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool to see that because I was like, damn, that's crazy. And they're spreading, and from there, it just went bananas.
That wave.
Yeah. You know? I mean, if I had the millions, but I don't know what I'm saying. But we here now, you know what I'm saying?
We here now, baby.
Everything was for a reason.
Yeah.
But and hats off, like if anything, like they're fellow Colombians, and at the end of the day, like it's all respect and
and they did open a lot of doors.
And super thankful for that, bro. Honestly, like for real, like they opened so many doors, whether they know it or not, to people like us who
But that was 2016, and now you go everywhere. You got reggaeton party, day party,
everything's reggaeton.
This.
I remember that, bro. Around that time, as a DJ just doing gigs every week, you just start hearing like Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and you're like, what is it? Like, because I work at a urban hip hop station. So from my job, I wasn't hearing that, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what is this? Like, I take pride in being somebody that is very open-minded. I don't feel like I know every music because I'm a DJ. I'm like, if I don't know something, please tell me, right? Yeah. So I was like, what is this? Like, let me check it out. And then I started hearing it, and I was like, oh, this is reggaeton's coming back.
Yeah.
And it sounds different. The way it was introduced to me at first, this guy was like, oh, it's called Latin trap. Right? And I was like, word? And then he like played me some stuff on YouTube, and I was like, it sounded like Latin trap.
It was
I was like, okay, all right, this is dope. And then after that, it just blew
crazy.
The fuck up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So that's what's up, man. What do you guys have planned, right? After this 2020, man, we're getting into, this is a perfect time to start laying down some goals. What do you guys got planned for the company?
Man. We have, that's the thing. We've had a lot of time to really set up. So we have about 4 artists that are going to release in 2022, like big rollouts, to the world pretty much. So that's going. Videos are coming, singles are dropping for now. But that's the whole thing, man. We really want to make this next launch and roll out with La Nueva Liga with the artists that we have coming out, including Blue City, my brother here, Zeke.
Yo.
You know, and some real and not to say not to be cliche artists, yo. But honestly, bro, like, not, I know this is corny, like, just because there are artists or whatever. I'm not saying this, but I do feel that this from LA, these artists coming out are gonna change. It's gonna be a new wave. And I know, and I'm not sure just because they're on my team. If they're on your team, I would have heard this. Like, if I saw them I would be like, damn, okay, cool. We just got blessed enough to be able to have that talent in the house. You know what I'm saying?
How many artists you guys have on your roster?
Right now, 4.
4?
Yeah.
And these are 4 artists that you guys have been working with for a minute now, kind of developing.
Low key, yeah. So to any other producer or someone trying to get anything started, curate. Take your time.
Yeah.
Try, fail. But I mean, this is, it's gonna look like it's overnight, but it's been years and months of planning.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, the music is super dope. It's different. That's what we're trying to go for. Is different. Create our own sound. Create stuff that you would hear in English, and you're like, oh, but it's dope in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Also pushing boundaries on genres and trying to go for it all, man.
I could see that in the music, in particular, your set that you did for that festival that we were doing,
AV Summer Fest.
Yeah, like your music was like wavy. It was like a vibe,
man.
you know. And then it went with your outfit, like super like slick. I was like, damn, this is like a whole package right here.
I had the Stacey Adams snakeskins on.
Yeah, so that's what's up, man. That's dope.
Yeah, man. He has a whole vibe. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like different flavors, but in their own world. Like, and that's the thing. Like, we talk about the artist and the producer relationship. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's really, as a producer, I guess, like, yeah, there's nerds out there that know every single, you know, everything in regards to how shit works and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the creative vision and the understanding of how, you know, what that artist needs to really shine and really bring the best out of that artist, like, to be the next, like, to be, because the first conversation should be like, okay, cool, you want to be an artist. Do you really want to be an artist? Like, do you really want this shit? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the norm.
Sometimes a producer wants it more than the artist.
And and that's when it has to stop.
Facts, bro.
That's when you got to stop. Like, nah, like,
you know? Gosh.
It's like you're putting everything into this person and their art.
Yeah.
And they're just not giving back what you would hope they give back.
Because they don't want it. Yeah. You know, and it's that black and white at the end of the day. You don't want it. And
it's
hurt.
sad. It's sad when you know they have talent, but they're just, they may be, I don't know, they're lazy, or I don't know what it is.
There's
Everybody's got a reason.
People that sing, and there's a trillion people that rap. There's a trillion people that look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's out of those trillion people that 2 might pop, really.
Yeah, what's the difference between you and them? What's going to separate you?
And maybe the person with less talent, just a better mindset in regards to the business and being disciplined, succeeds.
Yeah.
And then the person with the talent is like, because they think they have talent, they're like, oh, I could be lazy, or I don't have to work as hard because I'm talented. No, like,
also,
you know what
I'll tell you, if you want to try to make it in this life, you cannot be normal. Now, most people won't know what that means because everyone's the main character in their own head.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, you cannot live a normal lifestyle. You just can't, like, that whole 9-to-5 shit. Like, you got to find a way to facilitate your dream. Yeah. And if it requires a 9-to-5, then it requires no sleep.
Yeah.
You know, or I don't go out on weekends. I don't. Like, I'm working. My life consists of work. It doesn't feel like work, but we've been grateful enough to have a facility where we could work out of. And I go into that environment, and you feel it, and you're like, yeah, okay. And then you forget to eat. You're in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a different, like, relationships have suffered.
A lot of relationships have
suffered. Promotions have suffered. Like, everything, like, that a normal person wouldn't be like, oh, I need some type of stability.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree. I always say that, and I'm a big advocate for that, where it's like, if you have a dream that's really big, you know, you need to take big actions that are different, right? You can't you can't be making the same actions that people with average, you know, dreams and ambitions have, because you're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the biggest keys there that I think you mentioned was, you know, the 9-to-5 situation. Like, as an artist, everybody needs to make money. at some point. They got to
Right.
pay their rent. They got to eat. They got to put gas.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest keys would be finding a way to make money that allows you the freedom or time to focus on your other thing, right?
Right.
In this case, we're talking about music, right? So that could be jobs that, like, don't necessarily require you to clock in 9 to 5, and because they give you a little more freedom or
Right.
there's really a lot of ways to make a living
Yeah.
that you can find that don't require you to sell your soul.
Exactly, man.
Right.
So
Your happiness.
Take
Yeah.
your time, because time is
Time is
everything.
everything.
It
Time
is.
is everything, bro. And like, that's the thing. Like, you got on the other side of fear, right? What's on the other side of fear? Like, you gotta do it. Yeah, bro. Like, you gotta do it. And I tell these people all the time. The moment we found,
I'm making your shit peak, my bad.
wait, what?
Oh yeah, I thought I was making it peak.
he
he
has
good.
sound effects, bro.
I was doing the quinceañera. Sí.
But I'm just like, for anyone, like, I'm just saying, like, the moment we found that like that freedom or that understanding of, like, wow, like, we've been doing it wrong the whole time.
Yeah, man.
That's the first one. Like, shit, I wish I'd done it like 10 years ago, right?
Independence is what
independent,
you're saying,
yeah.
So like when you guys were younger, you guys tried to get that 9 to 5? Like
No.
no?
Bro, we lived. I would double life. Like, I would literally go on tour and do whatever I was doing and come back and to be a manager at a retail store.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, and knowing your value.
Oh, I don't have something for that. I thought I did.
Close enough.
Homer, you got Homer on it? No.
No, I got this one.
Yeah, there we go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
bro, like, bro, and feeling like, and not to take anything away, because I'm grateful, and we're grateful for having some type of check coming in, obviously, but being there, like, knowing your worth and your value in regards to who you are, and knowing that you're giving this person at the top, probably not doing anything, millions of dollars literally a year, that, and the time and the percentage they give you out of that, all that money they make. When you just do the formula, you're like, what
Getting
the
paid
hell,
pennies.
bro?
Pennies.
What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be taking this time and investing in ourselves and myself and creating my own empire.
It's
And,
fear, man. People are scared. That paycheck, someone being able to be like, I can guarantee I could pay you, but you won't make more. And then you have that, like, hey, I can guarantee that you won't get paid if you work for yourself, but there's a high risk, high reward type of a situation. But
So what was that nice sweet spot that you guys figured out in your life where you're like, okay, this retail job ain't for me.
Yeah.
But I found this that allows me to still pay my bills, but also do this.
That's a great question. So to answer that is, one, I was reading a bunch of books and reading the interviews and looking at interviews. I'm like, everyone that I look up to, I'm like, so what? Like, how do they think? That was my first thing. I was like, what did they do? Or what was the first thought in their head to be like, yo, I'm crazy enough to do this? And then every answer was they had the passion for what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It wasn't about the money. Mm-hmm. It was always about, like, yo, I love doing this, so I want to do this, and hopefully money comes, right? That was the first thought. I was like, okay, so what's it? And then the being of service. Not just doing it for the money and doing it because you love it, because there's a service that helps benefit somebody else's life to be better and to progress and for them to become whoever they want to become, right? So that's what fitness, YJF, Your Journey Fitness, we have that company as well.
shout out YJF.
Shout out our bro, the real J.
The real J Daniel, buffest dude in the
All
AV.
natural, no roids.
Yeah.
All natty.
All natty. Just saying.
Check him out.
Check him out.
We just waiting on that tan.
Yeah, go get a tan, bro. Come on. But so doing that, and having and I was like, man, it could be a family business. It could be something that we could help other people, really not just physically feel better, but like spiritually, mentally feel better and progress.
Yeah.
Because that's all correlated. But
To answer your question, we started a business.
but the passion, the passion behind doing that is what spawned and gave us the freedom to not have to work on this schedule for somebody else. It's our schedule, and it was just this beautiful thing.
And
where,
to be real with you, it's like it was never something that was like, because our passion is music, That's like that's what we want to do. But like sometimes it takes you stepping back and being like, hey, like maybe this guaranteed paycheck route isn't the way to go. And I've been trying to make money off of music for X and Y. Maybe I should take another risk somewhere else of independence, and where you don't see it as a passion, so it's less emotional.
Yeah.
And it's more like business, and it's just like, okay, I see how this works. It's like the drug dealer that doesn't do the drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, that's easy. Yeah, no temptation.
Let me slang this real quick.
So for us, it was more, and then we found like, okay, we're actually helping people, we're doing something good, and honestly, I felt like once we realized that, it was just like it was a cheat code. Where like it was just blessing on blessing on blessing, because it's just like once you're grateful that you're able to do something good for someone else, like the universe just reciprocates.
It's a real thing, man. That's a real thing. You know?
Yeah, for sure. That's dope when you find that pocket, you know.
Yeah,
so for our listeners, a lot of our listeners are, you know, somewhat related to entertainment or, you know, whether it's music or acting or something. Finding something that will allow you to make a living and then still give you time to do something else, right? Is major key, right? For me, that one thing was production, getting into the production industry. It's like I'm not working every day, but I'm working like certain days, or maybe I'm gone for a week for a show,
right?
And then that money accumulates, and then I'm good for a few weeks, and then I can work on other stuff, right?
Yeah, budgeting is the other thing.
Big ups to you, bro. Hold on, I want to shout out Mav, bro. I want to shout him out because honestly,
Let's give Mav his flowers right
like
now.
the journey, drop a bomb for that, man.
Get a little horn in
There
there.
you go. I just want to say, bro, like I've seen and I've always respected everything you've done, and like it's just like, and we always talk about you attracted the same energy, and you got that same 1%. We used to call the 1%ers that just really go out there and, like, you know what I'm saying? And you're one of them. So
Thank
like
you.
to create something from, like, to have nothing and have something is a beautiful thing. And it's like right now you manifested this, bro. You literally manifested this room that we're sitting in right now.
You know what's crazy is
that's the
year
cheat
ago,
code. That's the game, bro.
Major cheat code. A year ago, I was in one of my lowest points in life.
Yeah.
Like as an adult, I had never been so low in my life.
Yeah.
It was during, and a lot of us were, not just me, right?
Yeah.
The pandemic, right?
Yeah.
But with the pandemic, my industry was the first industry to disappear because concerts and events is not important.
Yeah, man.
And it was the last industry to come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So I had focused my entire life since I was sixth grade, into this stuff. And then when it was just gone and vanished, I felt like I didn't know who I was.
Crazy.
Like a part of me, right?
Identity,
So I went through a crazy time, you know, during that time, and then not only that, but you know, how I made a living was gone. Like I wasn't there was literally nothing that I could do, right? So
it's a scary feeling.
I ended up getting a job at Amazon, and I was delivering packages this time last year.
That's crazy.
To houses. And I fucking hated it. I fucking hated it.
You look good in that vest.
Bro.
That navy blue looks real good on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the delivery drivers out there, man, especially during the holidays. God, you have no idea what they go through.
For the ones that be throwing their shit, my shit all up on the, man.
Hey, low key, I was that guy. I was a horrible employee. Not.
Yeah, you hated it.
You're the little boy. You broke my shit, bro.
Bro, I would get so mad that people would use that service Amazon if they lived in a remote area. I'd be like,
yeah, you gotta
go to the fucking store. Why the fuck am I driving on this bumpy ass dirt road to drop off? You know what I'm saying?
It's an inconvenience for me to deliver.
That's the producer who doesn't want to leave his house. He's like, okay.
I should fucking be home making beats,
and then my boss used to be like, bro, what? Because the way that works is when you get done with your deliveries, you can go home, right?
Okay.
So there was people coming back, you know, around 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon going home. I was like very often coming back around 7 p.m., right? Like 8 p.m. They were like, what the fuck are you doing out there, dog? Why are you taking so long? It was just, I hated it. But anyways, a year later, I'm here. I got the own studio, you know what I'm saying? Chilling with La Nueva Liga.
Big ups to the man.
Let's go. So that's crazy, man. As far as your artists, the artists that you guys have, you said you have 4 on your roster right now.
Yeah.
Right? Are you guys dropping individual projects? Are you guys trying to do a project where everybody's on it?
So well, that's a whole nother thing I got an idea for. So like right now, like 2022, we have the first big thing is a tour that we want to do, and it's gonna be in Guatemala. You know, fingers crossed, all the paperwork's good.
Shout out Guate.
Yeah. Chapinas. So we're gonna be out there, but it's gonna be La Nueva Liga presents, right? And then there's gonna be 4 singles played radio, television out there and all that good stuff. So that's gonna be the first major thing.
Yeah, so they're dropping individually. Well, we're dropping individually.
But it's gonna be a parallel like release. Like everyone,
I
look at it like
Bad
literally.
Boy came out with Craig Mack and
Biggie,
and
you had
and then Junior Mafia was in the back burner. But
Right.
and you had 112. Like all these different but it's gonna be the same thing. They're all gonna get their own shine, their own,
kind of like the Wu-Tang Clan
in a way.
In a sense, I mean, we're collective in the sense that we're homies and we make music together, but
you guys don't have. You're
Same
not
umbrella.
a group.
it's not a group. No.
Okay.
It's just
Not
we're
a group.
under one banner, pretty much, is what it is.
Okay,
It's on
okay.
some Odd Future shit.
All right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right on.
But more so like individually, like every artist is gonna have the light in their own world to live out. Which is we're the production company backing everything they're doing. On the creative part and then literally on the promotional and distribute all that good stuff, right? So technically, we're running as a label. We just haven't named it that, but we're an official, company business. The goal is to be that next year, 2 years from now, like the bigger artists that we come across be like, hey, we want to go to Glendale because that's where La Liga's at. And then we're going to record some tracks. That's really the goal. We just want to get the respect in the industry in regards to what we do and have a specific sound, sonically.
We want to work with other people, with big artists.
Hell
but
yeah.
What we're doing now is we're curating our sound through vessels and artists that we feel are the next big thing.
Which to me is bigger than working with an artist that's already established. I'd rather be part of somebody's history from the beginning than just coming somebody who already has their history. You feel me?
Yeah.
So and that's what I'm saying. That craziness, that like it's like playing stocks, right, or whatever. Like I'm gonna take a chance on this person because I know the win could either be terrible, like we're not gonna win at all, or what we do win is gonna be a super win.
Right.
So like that's the part I think that if you're doing anything, that's a chance you got to be willing to take. But also it has to be a smart, strategy to it. Like you just can't be like, oh,
of course, it's a business.
Strategize, yeah, exactly, super.
Business has to operate a certain way to stay afloat.
Yeah. I want to shout out Anthony, shout out Karina.
Yeah, shout out Gotti.
Those are our business partners. Shout out
Cash Money AP.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we got a solid team. It's crazy. And
to have a team, man. To have a team and people who played a role.
Yeah. So these people you just shout out, what is their roles in your company?
Karina's the CEO at the moment. She's she's like president. Anthony is our business. Like he's
development. So
he's in charge. Yeah, he's a pit bull, man.
You get me?
Nice.
So like
Closing
those are
deals.
people that like they love the creative side, they support the creative side, but they facilitate us like they're the shooters pretty much on the business side of it. Like, okay, cool, we want that. Okay, let's go get it. Let's find out who we got to talk to.
Exactly.
And I mean, we met them at a time where we needed that. But I mean, like for people coming up, it could be your homie who takes pride in that role. But like, people have to understand, like, for instance, the baby isn't just the baby. It's not him by himself. And I bring up the baby because he's been rollout after rollout after rollout,
crazy,
and really take it like the way he's been working is like, wow, it's amazing. And someone who knows, I'm like, his team is amazing.
Yeah.
His team is on a whole other level. Like as far as like getting him production, logistics of the artist, getting him booked, making sure he don't get canceled.
That part. That part.
But like, even his PR team, do kill the guy. He's
They're good. Give me that guy.
In the world, you know what I'm saying?
Give
Like
me that guy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Got me off of murder.
Yeah. That's crazy.
yeah.
So as a record label and production company for new artists, not counting the 4 that you already have.
Yeah.
Let's say you guys are you guys in the process of looking for more artists, or you just want to focus on these 4 right now?
I'm a creative director. And he's head A&R. So, we live in the same world, but we're always looking. Like this, like I literally we could walk into a room and sometimes the person like could barely have any talent, but I always say is that it like that you just want to know about that person, like for no reason. Like I want to know more about you.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but it's just something about you that could be magnified. And if you're smart and the person has enough talent to do something with, and they're driven, and they're that's the making of a superstar to me.
So how long do you guys, as a company, from a company's perspective, put into time-wise, not money-wise, but how much time do you put into a new artist
All right.
before you decide to pull the plug and say this is not it?
Depending. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So that's a great question because like depending on the artist, like some artists, like I know for me, and then this is where we come in and we can make a strategized move, right? If the person they're super green and there's something really special about them, obviously, like, and there's just, you can't deny the talent, but there's just not, they're wishy-washy in regards to they didn't even know who they are yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different, we got to, before paperwork, before work, it's just kind of get to know this artist and really work with them in a way where like we're building a relationship. There's artists that come that have already like an essence and they know who they are. Like Zeke knows who the hell he is, you know what I'm saying? Blue City.
Yeah.
Like he knows he has a sound, he knows who he is. He's very, he's ready, in regards to that, because he's put the 10,000 hours or whatever, he's put that shit in a long time ago, right? It's just a matter of having the right person or people to be able to give it to the world and the world to understand that this is who Blue City is. You feel me? Yeah. Sorry, he calling it Zeke, but it's Blue City. Blue City, y'all. Blue City.
Blue City in the house.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
La Nueva Liga. But like for example, like remember the interview we had and it was you and I and we were in the I was at my room and it had the whole studio.
Oh yeah, during the pandemic it was
the COVID interview.
Was that like
the 8? COVID interview?
was that 8? How many months? Like 10 months ago maybe?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So from that time, remember I was saying like, oh, this is what I was planning to do and this is what I want to do. And at the time that's when I first started working with Quattro or Metaphor. Mm-hmm. Which you did the mix for us. Fire. Thank you.
Yeah.
Crazy. Shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah. Mix master. So from that time, I had all these different, like these little goals. I'm like, so hopefully by this time I have a facility to work out of. We have actual spots just to work and record. And it's crazy how fast. It's less than a year. We're in a whole different position now. Like I'm talking about like from here. Okay, what the hell?
Yeah.
But that's that because we put it. I feel the energy that we kept putting in and working. Got to there, but we created a sound with him. Now he has a whole lane he could do. When I met him at that time, he wanted to quit music. Like literally, he was like, I don't want to do this no more, man. Like, and I kind of fed him this energy, and then and all since that we haven't stopped.
Yeah. As far as to answer your question though, is when to let go of somebody, right? That's a hard one. But I will tell you that if you have a conversation with the person and be like, hey, here's the expectation. And I get most of these things happen naturally where you're like producer, artist kind of start working together and then it kind of just snowballs into something that's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And the producer feels they've invested time and then maybe the artist loses interest or whatever it is. But I think if you're clear in the beginning and be like, hey, like we're homies and everything, but like if I feel you're not giving what I'm giving, we're going to end it.
Yeah.
So, and then it'll be whoever, and it'd be like, you say the same thing for me.
Yeah.
And then I think at that point you should be like, yeah, cool. Yeah. But like, so then when it happens, there's no hard feelings, I
agree with that. I think honesty and communication is like super important.
The biggest.
In business and just everything in life, honestly. Yeah. Sometimes people don't like blunt people that are upfront, but it's so important.
People think it's rude. People think it's rude. I'm like, it's we're not pussyfooting here. Like, I'm not gonna beat around this is what it is. It's a reality. Yeah, it's a possibility, and I'd rather get it out of the way when there's no malice in our hearts or anything like that.
That's why even in regards to being a producer, you can't be sensitive to this shit. Because I want to ask you for your opinion on a song, and you tell me something I don't want to hear. I'm like, well. Nah, I'm like, okay, cool.
Like when you're playing beats for an artist and they're like, oh, this is my favorite one, you play it. Next. You're like,
yeah. That part.
Like, next
you don't have the vision?
There's no emotional attachment to it only because you gotta understand it's a business. Yeah. And then when you have that mentality, even as an artist, I tell them all the time, you got to be business minded. Like get just, like for instance, I'll bring back Metaphor. He was like, oh, see, this is the thing. They bug me, right? That's how I know they're invested. Because they every single day, what's up? Are we working? And that wanting to wake up and just do that, that's the first thing they got to have. Like, you got to go fall asleep thinking about music, waking up thinking about music, this is what you want to do. That's it. Yeah. Right? That's the first thing. That's just a guarantee. Crazy. Yeah. But, he literally bugged me every day. But more so just having that belief in themselves and understanding that this is what I want to do and this is what I want, I want for my life. Mm-hmm. And understand that this comes with a bunch of shit that you're not going to want. You don't want you today. I want to go and go do that. No, you're not gonna be able to do that. Like you're not. Like it's just you're one in contract with somebody. You have to be here whether you're dying or not, unless you're really in the hospital or some shit. Like all that comes, bro.
Then
like,
if you're in the hospital, we'll come to you.
Well, yeah, like, so
Laptops,
bro.
motherfucker.
You doing this motherfucking podcast?
I have this conversation with him all the time, like. You know, because I think he's obviously to me he could be the next thing in this market, right?
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you know, not because he's my brother. I'm just saying on some talented shit. You know, I feel like he was bred for this. Like I was doing music and I had him writing songs. I was like, here, man, help me write a song at like
12
years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he was like a boxer was bred to fight. Like he was bred to write music and be creative in that way. Like it's just in him. I don't have to worry about it. The only thing I ask him is like, so. Are you okay with not living the life that you? Because I know he's comfortable. Like we like being comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be comfortable for a long time. You know.
You don't grow when you're comfortable.
Facts.
You don't.
Yeah.
It's like the literally enemy of success.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was working a show 2 weeks ago, and the CEO said something that I was like, shit, that's fucking dope.
Drop it.
He said, in this company, we do not tell you what other companies say, and we do not say we're a family here.
Yeah.
We're like a family. He said, we are not a family. We are a team.
Yeah.
And in a team, if you don't perform well, you will get cut.
Cutthroat.
And if you perform well, you will be rewarded.
Yeah.
Fire.
We are a team, not a family.
Fire.
Yep.
Fire.
I was like, damn.
Hey,
You know?
yo.
But, oh.
Yeah.
What the hell? What happened?
What happened?
I can't hear nothing now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
We good.
Okay, cool. Then, anyways, that shit was fire. I was like, damn, that's dope.
That's real.
And
It's
then,
facts.
like everybody in that company was so fucking fired up to be there.
Wolf of Wall Street shit.
Yeah, it was like they were so fired up. He had like a few people. By a few, it was probably like 10 people. It was a long event. It was one of those company parties thing that started like at 8 in the morning until like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And then after 5, they were all staying in that hotel. And after 5, they had dinner, and then they had a big company party. It was like a cool thing. But they had like a super dope motivational speaker in the beginning, and then the 10 people spoke, and they were all just like super fired up. Right. And I was like, whatever this CEO is doing is obviously working, because these are the type of people you want on your team. Or like these kind of mentalities you want on your team. Yeah. Right? And then when he said that at the end, he was so, I know he sounds like a dig there, but he actually gave his whole speech with a beer in his hand. Like at the end of that.
Fire, yeah.
But he was just dope. He obviously is super smart. But yeah, I thought that was sick, dude.
Yeah, man. Like,
so how we see it, so La Nueva Liga is because we see this thing like a league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we want to play. I'm trying to be MVP.
Yep.
I'm trying to get that championship.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like that's that competitive drive. Like for me, it stems from like sports and trying to be all city, or try to go to a D1 school or whatever it is. That same mentality I apply to music or performing as game day, where like I'll have my routine. I'll have my, you would put the football jersey down, lay it out. I'm like, and visualize yourself in it. And then the diet has to be immaculate. The hot teas to warm up your throat or whatever. It's just like you have your routines. Like it's literally it's that competitive to me. Nice. And like I haven't dropped that, so I'm not talking that talk just yet. But goddamn.
And I tell the artists, I mean, there's a competitive like in them already, so they're all hungry and they all want to be the best at everything. And it's cool because like no matter what, I like that we're a team. But I'm gonna say on our end, like we are literally family. So like,
well, yeah, of course.
but I also like, even with family or with friends or with your team member, like you want to let them know and be as honest as possible. Look, I need you to do this for me to win.
This is why you're here.
Yeah. So like, remember, like for with Meta, like or with all these artists, I was just like, there's gonna come a point where there's gonna be paperwork, and there's gonna come a point where this is gonna have to happen. Even with my end, like. I'm attached to it, but trust me, when Universal comes around and they're like, yo, we want, we're going to do this. We want to sign this deal with the certain artist, blah, blah, blah. We're going to work out a deal where it's going to be beneficial for not just you, but for everybody, because this is still a business.
Yeah.
Right? But respectfully. So, like, that's what I'm saying. There's no hard. Like, I love you, and I want you to win. So the more you win, obviously, the more we win. So, like, it's one of those situations, but also coming from a perspective of being an artist myself for so many years, and him too. Like, we understand, like, shit, like what I would want as an artist. Like, I was like, shit, I wish I had this when I was doing, you know what I'm saying? And that's always been the vision. Like, let's have a facility or something, a place a home where artists could really understand that the person that's working with them understands what it is to be an artist and how they think and because it's an emotional ride. There's a lot of emotions involved in being an artist, like, and sometimes they don't take care of you in that way. And artists are babies. Like for real, like they're the biggest babies. It's like
that's what I would say. I would say like dealing with artists is like dealing with children.
Super.
And it's the reason that is because what we were just saying about Kanye West.
Yeah.
Artists and creatives are emotional.
Super.
Like every human is emotional, but artists that are in tune with the artistic side are like way more emotional.
Facts.
So when you're dealing with an artist, sometimes it can be like dealing with a child, depending on the situation, So like you approach things a little differently, and then you just sometimes you just got to be patient too, and it's not always the case, but when artists freak out, that's the reason, because they're so emotional. They're emotional. It's like the Erykah Badu saying, I'm an artist, I'm emotional about my shit. You guys ever heard her say that? Because it is, because it's like it's literally art that they created, so they're attached to it, and then they're just very emotional people. So
also looking at the dynamic from like producer to artist, it's almost like the artist is saying, give me what I want it now, I need it now, that vocal needs to be good now, like why is it not sounding good, who am I going to place the blame on, the person tracking
the
me?
editor, the guy
we've had people walk out because they can't get whatever it is, like they get frustrated, and it is an emotion, and we're like, hey, take it easy, breathe.
But that's the thing, we've been in that position too, and it's like it's because you're mad at yourself, because you're not delivering, right? And it's one of those things where like, okay, well, and when you're super competitive and you're like, I want to be the best, that shit of not giving up, it just gets worse, and you go down this tunnel of like, I'm so frustrated and mad, I'm not getting none of this shit done, but I'm not leaving until I get it. Yeah. It's like, that's when we got to be like, okay, no, let's go do something else. Like, and that's the last thing the artist wants to hear.
Let's go do something. Let's get your mind off of it.
Let's go. Yeah. Like, that's the last thing they want to hear. I know, like,
it's crazy. I mean, I've dealt with it in the studio, and then I deal with it more in live sound. In live sound, it's more like,
that's a whole other world.
That's another world.
Oh
sometimes in the live sound, if I'm doing monitors for like a show or something, like I got to be in a completely different mindset than if I'm doing front of house. So if I'm doing monitors, I step on that stage, and I could be an asshole. And it doesn't matter who it is, because at the end of the day that's my stage. The artist, in a sense, is a guest on my stage, because I built that motherfucker from the ground up. Anything goes wrong, I know where everything is. So calm the fuck down. I'm fixing it right now. Give me a second, my boy.
More than half the time, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, exactly.
You're in the studio, bro. You don't do this.
Exactly. So like it's a little bit different, but I get surprised. Like some artists are like the nicest people ever. Yeah. Right. So I come in here with a mentality of like, nobody's gonna shake me off my frame, because I know how crazy shit can get. Yeah. And then the artist and the band shows up, and they're great people. So then I'm like, okay, cool. I don't got to be that guy today. Right. Yeah, I could just be chill, right? But then there's days when I show up to work, and then they're fucking divas, and I'm like, all right, you're gonna make me be that guy? Right. All right, But it just all depends. I think at the end of the day, whether you're an artist or not, some people are just like good at relationships. And others are not.
That's a secret.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest thing, bro.
Others are not, because when you talk to somebody in a certain way, you probably will get what you need. If you just like, if you go to the monitor engineer and you're like, hey bro, like, can I get bro, I got you, don't trip. Versus like, hey man, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's one thing I've been working on with myself, man, is to not let my what's like my instinctive emotion, like that what happens right then and there, control me. And really, because I'm not an asshole. I can do asshole things and like in that row, like, because I'm emotional.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I look back and I feel bad about it. I'm like, oh man, that's
Yeah.
whack.
Right.
I've learned from my mistakes.
Yeah. But you got, I mean, it's the whole saying, you attract more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
All day, man.
exactly.
All day.
All
Exactly.
things with love.
Like real talk.
You know who else I heard is a crazy diva to work with is Mariah Carey.
She tops it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it. Like, I haven't personally met anybody that's worked on her tour, but I just hear she's just like,
I think she took the term diva and really like embodied it.
That's who she is.
Like, but like
she
all
might
the
even be
negative-
doing it on purpose. Like,
That's
oh,
what
I
I'm
got to
saying.
live up to this
That's
reputation.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like the whole. Remember when she just didn't even sing at the one Christmas show?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like I would hate to be Trey Songz
Why?
because he has this, this like stigma of like, oh, he's the greatest in bed, or this is who I am. Imagine, and then when you imagine you
He
with a
has
girl,
that stigma.
bro. I mean, come on now, like he's Mr. See Your Girl. What you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I
imagine
get what you're saying.
that, and then
Like, he
you're in
finally
bed and
meets
you're
a girl.
whack in
She's all
bed.
like, man,
Hey,
that was
is
whack.
nothing like the song.
I don't even feel like doing it, man.
Oh, 3-pump chump, get out of here.
Yeah, like what the hell, Trey? Like really?
Invented sex.
He's all like, baby, it's just a
Yeah,
song.
exactly. He invented that whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
imagine? Because like
the
damn,
neighbors know my name.
ain't nobody know your name. Like,
All right, man. Good vibes, man. Let's go ahead and get to this new music.
hey,
I'll let you guys go ahead and start and introduce it.
yeah, you can play Addicto first. Addicto's a single I dropped in August, I believe, right before the show. It's featuring one of the artists, fellow Colombiano, The Wheels.
The wheels, baby.
The Wheels, hey, and it's right now on YouTube, Richie Alexander Music. You can find it's actually on Spotify and Apple Music through The Wheels. So DAWHEELZ, The Wheels, separate. So yeah,
The Wheels.
The Wheels. Adicto, reggaeton. You know, it's just some perreo stuff
Let's
for
get
the
it.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Richie Ellis, baby. Se me sube la nota cuando ella se toca. Es una reina en Insta. Me encantan sus de todas. Como me provoca. Soy adicto a ti. A ti. A ti. A ti. Soy adicto a ti y a esa tos. A mí siempre me encanta cómo te mojas. No lo puedo negar, eso te emociona. Te gusta que te lo hagan a toda hora. Ey, the wheels don't play. Somos colombianos pero controlamos ley. La movie en replay, el Porsche everyday. Tenemos a la baby, todas me llaman babe. En la calle el respeto. Entro a la disco y todo el mundo me está viendo. La cadena 200, la baby sin aliento. Sienten la presión cuando el rueda los está viendo. Se me sube la nota cuando ella se toca. Es una reina en Insta. Me encantan sus de todas. Como me provoca. Soy adicto a ti. A ti. A ti. A ti. Vamos a hacerlo otra vez como anoche. En el cuarto, en el carro, en el bote. Le gustan los maleantes que la azoten. Somos normales, pide lo que quiere porque acaso van los jales. Ella sabe que yo facturo de verdad. Los chavos nunca faltan, no tenemos ansiedad. Dicen que lo mueve bien rico, ella mamacita. Me dice que por no siempre la excita. Yeah, ella es mala, jala. Me gusta porque no le tiene miedo a las balas. Se me sube la nota cuando ella se toca. Es una reina en Insta. Me encantan sus de todas. Como me provoca. Soy adicto a ti. A ti. A ti. A ti. Hey,
Yeah, Richie Alexander featuring The Wheels. There it is, man. Adicto. That's right. I was gonna hit you with the applause, but I don't have it set up. So there we go. Let's hear it. There it is, man.
Yeah.
So that one's already out, my boy.
Yeah, man. It's getting mad love. Yeah, on all platforms right now. Check
All
it out.
platforms.
Adicto.
Adicto.
Yeah.
Make sure you check that out. All right, keeping it moving, man. More Nueva Liga music dropping. What else we got here?
So you got, I guess my new single is called, it's for all the smokers out there, Enrola y Prende. We got a little bit of English, but basically just an R&B vibe, reggaeton, little fusion thing that we got going on. Yeah, man. Blue City, we out here.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Mami, enrola y prende, mami, enrola y prende, que yo quiero fumar y te quiero amar. Mami, enrola y prende, y que la cama se enciende, por favor no pretendes. Sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a enrolar y prender, yeah. Sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a, mami, enrola y prende, mami, enrola y prende. Por favor no pretendes, sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a enrolar y prender, yeah. Sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a, yo te espero frente de tu casa, sabes que vengo con la grasa, dile a tu mami que te vas con tu amiga, ya eres mujer pero la mientes todavía porque ella en mí ya no confía. No quiere que te saque de la vía, pero este amor me tiene high, como los amores de la high. Mami, enrola y prende, mami, enrola y prende, que yo quiero fumar y te quiero amar. Mami, enrola y prende, y que la cama se enciende, por favor no pretendes, sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a enrolar y prender, yeah. Sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a. We gotta do too much, baby. I just really wanna roll it. Say you're addicted to love, baby. I'll be your drug. You know I love it when you roll it. I'll be your lover and your homie. When I'm so high, I just can't fight it. So baby, roll up and light it. Mami, enrola y prende, mami, enrola y prende, que yo quiero fumar y te quiero amar. Mami, enrola y prende, y que la cama se enciende, por favor no pretendes, sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a enrolar y prender, yeah. Sabes lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a.
Blue City in the house, man. Enrolando, let's hear it for him. Make some noise, yeah. Did I say that right? Enrolando or enrola? Enrola.
Check.
Let me turn your mic on. That'll help.
Oh, enrola y prende.
Enrola, prende. My R's are not that good.
It's all good, man. We out here. We create our own language out here.
You know, we're talking off air about some preparations for the tour that they said they're getting ready to go on. So, are you guys going to be taking these records you're going to be performing on that tour? Or
Yeah,
you have
man.
a
A lot
of them,
completely
yep.
different.
So right now is album mode.
Right.
So we're just
Yeah.
trying to get we're getting ready. Like we got singles ready. Now it's all the tedious stuff that goes into it, the mixing, the mastering, the videos, the corrections on it that need to be done, and selecting songs and trying to create a body of work that that'll be good.
Yeah.
So when you guys are in album mode, you guys just worry about getting the vision into Pro Tools and then worry about the technical mixing stuff later. It's just about not losing that creativity spark.
You literally read my mind right now. I was about to. So the thing, we want to run this like a well-oiled machine, right? I don't want to have to worry about mixing or mastering.
Right.
Because that's a whole other world.
It's not creative at all.
It's not.
I mean, it is, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
but it's also it's
time consuming.
Very time consuming.
Know your role. Know your role.
Exactly.
You know, we're not the best mix. I mean, we could, but we're not the best mix engineer that's out there.
Sure.
And the way we want to move, and the reason why we have to move this way, just in the industry, you got to be fast. Mm-hmm. Again, time, right? So we'll produce, compose, create everything, and the beat, all that, and try to get a decent mix to show them, our mixing engineers and all that. But we have a strong team now. Thank God that we could just literally here it is, do your magic, type situation. So
right,
we don't have to, just again because of the time situation. So
yeah, and that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's also a big key there for all the listeners, man. Like sometimes doing everything on your own is not always the best idea. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it, but sometimes it's not the best. Like I've met a lot of artists that walk in and they take a big pride on, I made the beat, I wrote the song, I mixed it myself, I mastered it, I did the cover art, I shot the music video, I edited the music video, and I'm like, that's dope. I get it. You got a lot of skills, but you kind of like, how long did it take to get this whole thing done from start to finish?
And why don't you have a team?
Exactly.
Can you not work with a team? That's like, you know what I'm saying?
One thing my dad always used to tell me that I remember as a kid, I'm like, what? But I get it. It was, you could be good at a whole bunch of things or great at one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel it. That shout out to Brian, my landlord, just walked in.
Brian.
I was like, Brian or who?
Yeah, no. So let's go ahead and repeat that one again because that one was fire. Your dad said
bars.
What did Dad say? Brian's
you could be good. You could be good at a bunch of things. He said, you could be a master of one thing or be great at one thing.
Specifically master because about martial arts and shit like that. But no,
and that's big facts, man.
Yeah.
That's
So,
big facts.
but it's just one of those things where like it's almost a sacrifice. It's almost a sacrifice. We're like, oh man, but I want to be a dope engineer too. Like I want people to know me as that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's deeper rooted. That's just ego.
Right.
It's ego.
That's just me being. I want to be the best
at
there. Man. It's lonely. Like I've never felt so comfortable in the position that I'm personally in right now because I'm just able to do what I love to do and that's it. I don't have to even before I remember I was calling you, I was like, yo, how come this ain't work? Like what I got to do to, because I know you're on your brain works that way.
Right.
You're on the other side as well. Like you mix and you do all which is, hats off.
Sure.
I'm sure I understand it too, but there's time you put into it. There's an actual educational part that you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different type of brain that works that way, I think.
And that just allows you to work on the creative side of things much faster.
That's all I am.
Boom, create this, boom, 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 send it off. Boom,
exactly.
send it off, send it off, send it off. And then you're just like a freaking factory, just creating music all the time.
That's what we want to be.
So that's pretty dope. So for all the listeners out there, man, get yourself a team.
Reach out to people.
Don't be afraid to get other people to do stuff that you feel is not your strongest
It's
skill.
also just more people listening to your music.
Facts.
Because they're not in your group of friends. Okay, well, they have their group of friends. Oh, look what I mixed. Because they're going to want to show people, like, well, who's that? Okay, cool.
Yes. That's, mix engineers got to create their portfolios too, and every year or every 6 months, you got to update your mixes and as far as what you've worked on so far. And so you're showing it to other people, right? Mm-hmm. Or, one of the things that I've heard that's like so many people sleep on the engineers.
Oh my God.
When they are sometimes one of the most plugged people because they're not so focused on being front and center.
Yeah.
So when artists need somebody that's good at that techie stuff, they don't mind bringing him because they're not like, oh, this fool's trying to take my shine all the time. No, it's like, no, he just really is good at this tech stuff. And so, whatever, they know a bunch of people, whatever.
He's
they
here
know,
for a reason. He's actually supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This guy belongs.
That's
no.
the guy you want.
Yeah, when you see the white nerdy dude with all the
That's the guy
gangsters
you
and
need.
shit.
Yeah.
No, this is my boy. My money bag right here.
Yeah, for
Bro.
sure, man.
Well,
So,
we all know how important the mix is, man. Like, it's all in the mix at the end of the day.
and then when you get to that point and
Yeah.
you guys start doing large festivals and,
Yeah.
and shows like that, you then get yourself a traveling front of house and monitor engineer.
Bro, you
know
have
what
no
I mean?
idea. I brought you up so many times already.
Yeah,
Thanks,
low-key,
brother.
though. Low-key, we did.
I'm like,
I don't know how busy you are,
are
but...
we throwing a show? Are we not throwing a show? Which low key will give you a heads up on something after this. Bro.
Oh, big for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, because that matters too. That
Yeah.
that does what's called like consistency, right? So from show to show that you go,
Yeah.
these two consistently know what you like, what you don't like,
yeah.
what you want,
They're
right?
the sixth member, or they're the whatever member of the band or of the
And
group.
and they
Like,
go.
Boy band real
Yeah,
quick.
real quick. No, real talk. Like, we're
Right.
the Temptations. You're the sixth member, right? Or whatever.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, you're
Like-
part of the sound.
So their job, you know, when you're gonna go, like, say you're gonna go do a show at some festival or whatever,
Yeah.
they communicate with the production manager or whoever is in charge of that to make sure they have what the technical stuff that you guys need,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So like, you need an Apollo setup rig, right? For that, this is what we need. Blah blah blah. We need it to be like this, like this, like this, and then they communicate to their people, make sure to get it done. That way, when the artist shows up, it's done, right?
go.
Unless for some reason the promoter was bullshitting and never actually did anything of what, you know what I'm saying? But
You know that shit.
You know.
That shit intrigues me, bro. Like niche things. Like people who take pride in like for instance, usually like, bro, I got the best fucking stage setup and sound. Like
It's fire.
I'm
yeah.
like, yo. I always want to be the guy. I know a guy. I know a
No,
guy.
really,
And
really.
I know a guy that does it good.
yeah, thanks, man.
To me, that's worth more
Yeah.
than money.
Yeah, appreciate that. It's just, it's, you know, we all have our things. When I was younger, I wanted to be a rapper, and I quickly realized that wasn't
I
for
saw the
me.
mixtape. I've heard. I was like, I haven't heard it
word?
yet.
There's a mixtape out there?
There's a
Yeah,
couple, bro, but
Oh shit!
I saw the cover art. I was like, yeah.
yeah,
Was
bro.
it still math?
It was MC Maverick.
Fire.
Oh fuck!
MC Maverick. I was more like on lyrical shit. I was always against like the whole like radio shit, which is funny because years later I worked for radio.
Radio. You're the epitome
But-
of radio.
But like I just grew up like on Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang,
Oh,
shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I was more into that.
Like
and
real hip hop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real hip hop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So once again, dating ourselves, right? But
It's all right,
fucking
Vampires, baby.
you know, at some point, bro, like I just realized like I have more fun like when I'm behind the computer working on music for my friends.
Yeah,
like
man.
when my
Yeah.
friends are in the booth recording and stuff. Cause then I'm like, I don't know why, I just enjoy this more
'cause
than
you're of
being on
service.
stage, you know, rapping.
You're of service.
Of service, I guess so.
And it feels no. I'm telling you that there's no better feeling. It's so selfish of a feeling that you get, like a good feeling that you get helping people.
Bro, let me
know?
tell you. Like,
I feel that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
it's
I
the
get the
best
same feeling
feeling.
when I DJ,
the
and I
best
see like this baby to baby event I just did.
Yeah.
Like I'm DJing, and it's pretty much families in need, right, that are
Yeah.
coming to this.
Yeah.
And I'm playing music for the people in line to get their Christmas gifts, and then take a picture with the celebrities, and then
Yeah.
take a picture with Santa. And like I look on the crowd, and I see these little kids just having a blast with the music
Vibing,
that I'm
bro.
playing, and the parents are like having a great time. And I know that they're there because they're in need.
Yeah.
But for a brief minute, I'm making the parents forget
Yeah.
whatever they're going
And they're
through,
in a nice
and they're just
place.
having a great time.
Yeah.
And then when I play a song that somebody loves, they look at me and like, "Yo," and that's a great feeling. And it's
Go
not
ahead, man.
it's not a great feeling
that
because
shit,
I'm
man.
like, "Yeah, I'm doing it." No, it's a great feeling because I feel like I connected with that person.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, "You like that?" Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. Human connection, bro. That's what it's
Yeah.
about. That's why we make music. I mean, we can talk about technical stuff and business stuff all the time, but it's not worth doing it if you don't want to like touch somebody's heart or you know, like
Yeah.
even this ratchet turn up shit serves a purpose.
It does.
Because I
It
like
does.
to get turned up and ratchet sometimes too.
Sometimes
And I-
people got to go have fun.
So, you know, to me, everything in moderation, even moderation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta
No,
go
yeah.
crazy. Sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta let loose and go.
I
out.
like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I'm out here just dropping. You need to play
Hashtag
that bomb
bars.
shit again.
Hashtag
dog.
bars.
There it is, man. All right. In conclusion, man, anything you guys want to add?
Shit, go follow me. Run those. No, I'm joking. No,
no, go ahead, plug.
At Blue City Zeke and Role Prende out now. You can find me. Go by Blue City on Spotify, Apple Music. Much love to everybody, and I hope everyone's staying safe. My voice is gone from Kanye.
And I mean, just look out for what's coming 2022. La Nueva Liga Productions.
Shout out Dale. Shout out Dale
Lalo.
Shout out Wills.
Shout
Meta.
out. Meta 4-4.
Your boy Wills, I haven't met him. I mean, I met him at the festival, but I was
Yeah.
like so busy. I was just like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
Yeah.
But
Let me
Some
tell
other
you,
shit.
he's gonna hit the world in a different. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah,
We
yeah,
say the
yeah.
name, but people are like, okay.
But
like,
once you get to know, once you see he's talented as
like
hell.
his personality, his aura, the way he
he's a
carries
star.
himself.
Every-
He's a star, bro. It's so annoying
Yeah.
how much of like.
You said it's so annoying.
It
What?
is, though, bro.
It
Like he
is.
was
Like, bro,
yeah.
stop shining so hard.
That's
Jeez.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like
The first thing he told me when I started working with him was, I told him was like whoever, because he told me, he was like, yeah, no one wants to work with me for a certain reason. I don't want to say it yet.
Right.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, did you work with them? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know how good he was or whatever the case. I just literally brought him in and we started working. I realized really quick that he was hella talented, right? Obviously, like kind of rough, but he needed a little work. But more so, I saw that I just saw him. I literally saw what he could be and what he's going to be. Like, that's the first thing. And I told him, I was like, bro, don't worry. I was like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. And he's literally, I feel like he's going to change the game in the Latin market for his music and for who he is.
Yeah.
It's going to be something completely different.
yeah.
Like real talk.
Dope.
You know?
There it is,
Yeah,
man. La Nueva Liga in the house, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Yeah. Round of applause. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, hold on. We didn't talk about aliens though.
Aliens are real.
And the earth is still flat. Remember that.
Oh, man. Come on now. All right, man. We up out of here. You're locked in. It's Squad Talk. Peace.
Yeah.